the 8th player to average 25 points, 10 consecutive seasons, 9-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA. Retired when he retired, the 7th leading scorer at the time, over 26,000 points. But again, that's something we touched on. The credit and the respect, because you were going head-to-head with MJ a lot of times, but got the better of him a lot of times.
Yeah, he was a bad man. He was good. You know what? I found this out earlier. I would say about a couple years ago. And didn't realize that he and I were the only two folks in NBA history to average 30 against one another our whole career.
Oh.
For whole career.
Really?
You had to, man. I had to get 30 against him because
Dylan had that on there too.
He was, man.
And you shot nearly 50% while averaging 30.
And that's a lot of things people don't realize. The efficiency that a score would. I didn't take 30 shots and make 12, you know. And especially in that era with the physicality and you getting hit and touched and you're still able to be that efficient.
Yeah,
man, it
says
tough.
a lot, yeah.
But, yeah, MJ was...
Do you have a battle that comes to mind when you... I mean, obviously you guys played a ton of times.
I've said this many times. You know, people heard me say this. I think I scored 57 in Atlanta, and I didn't play the fourth quarter.
Damn.
And we went back to Chicago a little while later, and we in the locker room, suit and tie. MJ walks down the locker room, suit and tie. I'm saying, what this?
Came in your locker room.
Like, yeah. So somebody's coming out like, what are you coming in here for? I was like, he coming to the training room or something? Where he walks by me, he walks by Kevin Willie, get to Randy with me and taps him on the ass. He said, lace him up, it's going to be a long night. And turns to walk out. And I didn't know what to say. I'm shocked. I'm like, well, you tell that somebody Scottie Pippen, I'm going to kick his ass. You know, I didn't know what to say, man. Yeah. You know, I'm like, I'm blown away. Man, he had 60 that night.
What'd you do?
We won the game.
Yeah.
We had 60 that night. You know, I had a hell of a game, but he had 60, bro. And but it wasn't like it was a hard 60 either, the way he was scoring. He was like he was on the mid. I think he was like pissed off that I had 57, you know, a few days before. And he went crazy, man.
But said it loud enough so you could hear it too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. And so it really set up the games we played against each other through our career. You know, game I'll have 43, he'll have 41, or he'll have 46 and I have 40. I mean, it would go like that all the time, our battles, you know. He was a hard man to beat. That team was so good, though. That team was made up of a bunch of great role players. And I think Scottie Pippen, I have a lot of respect for. I think he's one of the greatest role players to ever play this game.
Yeah.
He's probably the best
to
ever play this game. And so he was a great compliment to Jordan.
It's so hard for a lot of players, especially in Mike's era, to give him his props. Why is it so easy for you to give him his props?
If you ain't ever faced him, you don't understand. If you ain't ever faced Mike,
only a real one.
You can't make that comment.
Yeah.
Man, I played against some of the most hard-nosed, talented players that ever played this game. He was a phenomenon. And he had attitude to go with it. I mean, when you played against Mike, his eyes were bloodshot red every game. Like he was possessed. And I used to say to myself, all right, I got to go work tonight. Jesus is coming. You know. And so he and I, you know, we had so much respect. But I'm going to tell you when I knew how good he was. When we was in college, I was a junior, he was a freshman. We played in Carolina. And the first time James Worthy and I had a chance to play against one another since high school. Because in high school, we came out the same area, but never played against each other. So that Carolina game we played, we going back and forth. So the first play of the game, I went up and I caught, you know, Worthy's finger roll. And I wanted to, you know, set the tone. I threw it like 6-row in the stands, you know. Let's go. We're going to go. We're going to go. And the game was back and forth. The whole game, close. Worthy was having a hell of a game. I was having a hell of a game. In the last 2 minutes of the game, a young kid named Michael Jordan took over by himself.
Freshman.
That's freshman.
He's a young kid named Michael
I
Jordan.
I was like, who is this kid right here, man? And so I knew this. He was going to be a great pro. I didn't know he going to be that good of a pro. But that kind of set the tone for me and my thoughts of what I saw. And like I said, if you haven't played against Mike, you have no clue. You have no clue how good he is.
You have to be there.
What about Larry?
That's another guy. Larry and I, we played against each other like 12, 13 years. We never shook hands, never spoke.
Really?
Never. I mean, as the great players back then, you didn't want another great player to get that close to you.
Yeah.
So none of us liked each other, never spoke. I didn't speak to him for 13 years straight.
I love Larry even more hearing that.
Hey, another guy,
Because he was
you
a dog.
don't have any idea how good he was if you hadn't played against Larry.
And the shit talking too, right?
Hey, listen, first time I played against him, I'm a rookie. I'm glad to be in the league. I'm in the Boston Garden, and I'm guarding him, right? First play of the game, he said, I don't know why you got you guarding me, Holmes. I was like, huh? He shoots a three. And I wasn't mad he made the three. I said, but this some bitch called me Holmes. And so the next play, I'm pissed. So he comes out, he shifts to his right, and I jump. I said, I got him. And I'm pumping it by my hand, and I banged it on him, right? And he on the ground, he fouled me, and I'm pointing. And he said, hey, Rook. I'm like, what? He said, I like you. You got balls. He said, I'm still getting 30 on your ass tonight. He got about 37.
Yeah.
But I wasn't mad because I'm paying my dues. That's Larry.
Yeah.
But that was the only time he ever talked trash to me.
He respected you to
Because
back down.
he knew I was going to keep coming. He and I, again, never talked until we retired. And he had an interview where they was talking about trash talking. And he said, I never said things to offend anybody. He said, you take Dominique. And he said, I said some things to Nick, and he would just smile at me. But he understood what that smile was about.
Yeah.
He said he just came to play. He said, I have more respect for him than any player I ever played against. I never knew he felt that way.
Wow.
And that was a major, major respect. That was one of the few times he's ever said anything to me. Now, today, we're friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because we're not competitors anymore.
No more, yeah.
And so I've always, when you talk about Larry, I give him the utmost respect because of who he was to play. Again, and I'm talking about guys that, if you haven't played against them,
You got no idea.
you have no idea because they take your heart.
6'9".
You think you tough, they take your heart. He's 6'10".
6'10". What
Playing
a skill
small
set.
forward.
What's
With
his
a
skill?
skill-
Talk to us about his skill set.
His skill
though.
set, first of all, he had a basketball IQ off the chart.
Yeah.
His skill set, he had very few weaknesses, and he can beat you in anyway, be the passing, scoring, rebounding. He just knew how to play. Very smart player. And it's not a lot of guys that have that type of basketball IQ along with skill that beat you like that. And so when I played against him, I had to bring my A game every night. And when we played in one of the greatest games, in the 7th game in Boston Garden, where he guaranteed a win because we blew our opportunity in Atlanta to beat them, to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. And so the article came out, right? And this is another crazy thing, man. So he said, Atlanta blew their opportunity. I'm guaranteeing a win next game. So we come out of the locker room in Boston. So I stopped in the hallway. I said, look, we're going to win this goddamn game. I said, if you ain't ready to fight, you ain't ready to go to war, don't come out here. I said, whoever guard me, I ain't going to have a long fucking night. Unfortunately, he was telling his teammates the same thing down the other end. And the game was pretty close. And I went out for a blow in the 3rd quarter. Larry only had 12 points in the 3rd quarter. And I remember Kevin Willis reaching across me and pointing at Larry, but he said, don't let this son score anymore tonight. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't awake a sleeping giant. Well, he ended up with 34 that night. He had 20 in the 4th quarter. We had that famous shootout between us at the end of that 4th quarter. And I tell you today, I'm mad at Kevin. I said, Kevin, man, why you just didn't sit? Don't say it. Leave him alone. But it was guys like that. And he's one of the guys of many in the league in that era took things personal. If you said something that wasn't, they didn't say nothing to you, but they showed it to you on the court. Well, I love playing with guys like that and against guys like that because the only way you can measure your greatness, you got to play against the greatest.
Now, what about? I mean, obviously you didn't get to play them much because in the Western Conference, but Magic.
I played against him a lot. And when you talk about point guards, greatest point guards ever. Okay, what is your real definition of that? That
Magic Johnson, my
determined
definition.
to me,
Make
the
your
greatest
teammates
point
better.
guard ever because of what he did and first of all in the conference, in that Western Conference, and they had some monsters out there, and they dominated them. And Magic Johnson brought a different level of basketball to L.A.
Yeah.
that they had never seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was that Showtime Lakers. Mm-hmm. That's all Magic. I mean, Magic, man. Magic. I'm gonna tell you what, Magic's funny. He's very strategic. I can say this because I'm an old man now, I'm married, and all that good stuff. So tell you what he did my rookie year. So we check in the hotel, and I've been in my room about 30 seconds. Man, I had my bag, so didn't need anybody to bring my bag. So when I hear a knock at the door, and I look at the people, it's a tall lady with brown hair, green eye. I'm like, who the hell is this at our door, right? So open the door, right? And she said, compliments from Mervyn Magic Johnson. Scared the hell out of me. I said, no.
You didn't let her in?
No, sir.
Oh, you should have sent her to Jack's room.
I like, cause I know the rookie, I'm scared. But I knew what he was doing.
Right. Compliments to Irvin Johnson.
Yeah. Huh? Green eyes, too.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Magic was, man, he was funny. But, Magic kind of helped discover me when I came out of college. Even though I was third overall pick, I traveled with them in the summer before I even played a single game. So I played with all the best players in the summer. Magic, Moses, Bird, Dr. J.
Where would you guys do that at?
We would travel all over the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were like
summer league pickup.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when I came in the league, I was like, man, this is easy. I already play with the best players, And then later, we got Jordan who came in. He would play with us. And, it was just so many guys. Karl Malone, Stockton, everybody was playing, And I ain't talking about just run up and down. I'm talking about going at it.
Hooping, yeah.
We were hooping. But that's what made the game fun, man. So, hey, I was really, privileged to play against guys like that.